Hello and welcome to the Lunchbox, the show where we scratch your nerdy itch. As you can see, I am with Michelle, Rebecca, and Kelly. And this is not our usual thing. We're trying this out. This is the Lunchbox Home Edition. First off, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Alive.
Good. Media.
Jackie, no one has corona, right? No, none of us? None of us?
No.
Not yet, man.
No.
Not yet.
Oh,
I swear, since I've been home, like I've been home for almost 2 weeks straight, so like I haven't been out, but I've had like not a sore throat, but like my throat is trying to tell me I'm sick, but I know I'm not. It's like purely my brain. I'm making myself crazy. So
yeah, it's tripping me out. Even just like a little cough, you're like, even though you haven't been out for almost 2 weeks, just a little cough is like, what was that?
Yeah,
it's like oh no, but it's allergy season too. So those of us with allergies are having like the worst time.
Good
Me.
point.
Me.
Good point. Hay fever.
Yeah. So bad. It's the worst. My seasonal allergies are going through the roof. It's like I try to open the window to like let in some fresh air, and then I'm just bombarded by allergens. And I'm like,
Pollen.
Darn.
I've been going for a lot of walks and then coming home being like, oh god, I'm sick now. No, I was just in nature. Duh. That's why I don't go outside under regular
lots of
circumstances.
walks.
I've only been outside since I started quarantine March 16th. I've only been outside for less than an hour in total.
I believe it.
Indoors, probably about 45 minutes accumulatively through the last 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah, couldn't do it. I've been driven to wander. There's like a pond near my house, so I'm just like doing laps of the pond. It was pouring rain when I was doing it today, so it was nice because no one else was there. So
that's pretty good.
Okay, we got Rebecca back. Shall we start with our topics for discussion?
Yeah.
Rebecca?
So first off, one of the really interesting things that we're seeing is because of the wonderful COVID virus, we can't go to theaters. We can't go and see our movies that have been up and coming that we've been wanting to go and see. So it looks like Cineplex and a lot of film companies are actually pushing their releases to digital first and then DVD and Blu-ray. And they're pushing them a lot sooner as well instead of waiting the typical, 3 months? 3 to 4 months? At least. We've got so many movies that are already out. We've got Birds of Prey already out on digital. Bloodshot, which came out like the beginning of the month, that's already available on digital. Call of the Wild Cats. Don't really talk about that, but Cats is out.
Release the butthole cut.
Right? Rise of Skywalker is already out, so if you haven't finished it off, now they can. One of the bigger things that is coming out is actually from G Kids Films, which is Promare. Promare is actually coming out sooner rather than later. Original date to be released to public was, I believe, May 5th. Now it's going to be like end of April, like April 21st. They're releasing it on digital, which is a huge step for bringing that movie to everyone, which is fantastic because Promare is my favorite.
It's crazy though how like all these movies are getting just pushed. Like even I heard someone was talking about possibly Black Widow or even Wonder Woman getting pushed to just digital, which is crazy.
Oh wow.
Well,
yeah, straight onto like.
Sorry. There's a couple of movies that were supposed to have like their in theater release dates and they're just going straight digital. So I know there was an interview with Anna Kendrick, who's a voice in the movie Trolls, which was supposed to have a theater release and it's just going straight digital release instead. So that's been really interesting to see like how they're going to qualify if a movie is a success in the box office if there is no box office. So what does that look like? Is that amount of downloads? Like I know one of the complaints that was going around with these movies that were being released sooner was that the prices were higher compared to like if you were to rent the movie normally in its regular time frame. Close to double the price in some cases for movies, which the argument for that is instead of taking your whole family to the theater and buying like, mom, dad, 2 kids, the whole thing, it's like, I don't know, it depends like on your local theater, but that can be like $100, I don't know, versus like $25 to $30, I think is the range right now, to rent that movie digitally in its premiere like time frame. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
And I feel bad for movies like The New Mutants, which I've been looking forward to for like the longest time since 2017. It got pushed back and re-released like almost every year. And now that it's supposed to release on this Friday, it's not going to happen again.
Oh my God.
So they're talking about straight to streaming service, which is really bad for this movie.
Yeah, do you think that it's going to go straight to Disney Plus? Because rumor is that Black Widow might also go straight onto Disney Plus, especially because Frozen 2 just got pushed to Disney Plus like last week.
Yeah, really recently.
Yeah.
Dang.
So.
It's gonna be interesting because like then the movies that don't make the move to go digital, that are instead just pushing back their release date in the theater, that's an interesting move as well, because say it's a movie that like you've been building up the hype for, you've been putting all like the money into promotion for, and then suddenly you're like, just kidding, we have to pull back. How do you kind of like reignite that excitement for the movie? I think if I remember correctly, I think A Quiet Place 2 is one of the ones that's supposed to be pushed back. There's a couple later in the fall as well that are supposed to be pushed back. Yeah, I'm curious what that's going to do.
It was the new Fast and Furious movie, I think got pushed back another year or something.
A whole year, yeah. It got pushed back to
That's crazy to me. Like,
production on a lot of movies is shut down. So whether the movie's complete or not, like you're not finishing it at this point because you can't be on set for most movies, most cases, I think at this point, right? Because it's gatherings above 5 people. So like, I don't know what kind of movie you're filming. I mean, good for you if you're able to keep it going, but I don't think any of the big stuff is
no.
Well, people need something to do while at home, right? That's why I guess these smaller movies actually even big movies are getting pushed to streaming. Everybody has been not going crazy by playing Animal Crossing. And
Animal Crossing. Okay, well, so March 20th, 2020, I feel like that was a release date, was the day that I think that the week leading up to it was probably the worst week of everybody's lives, because we were just kind of like all inundated with all this information about all this bad stuff, and then the saving grace was just coming up. And so everybody, and there's some really interesting stuff happening with Animal Crossing. So first of all, I wanted to mention that it is now, in terms of sales, the highest selling game out of Japan. And ever. In 3 days, it sells
I'm not surprised either.
1.88 million copies in 3 days.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That makes so much sense because people are using it to cope right now.
Yeah, but in terms of like the social distancing aspect of it too, I'm not gonna go into all of like, I guess if you wanted a review, great, but like how I want to focus more on like how it's helping people with social distancing, because there's a lot of really creative things people are doing. And a couple of them, just to throw a couple of them out there, people are throwing parties now. So I actually tried to attend one of Pink City's parties, and Grimecraft was DJing, but I have some gripes with the game. The game's awesome, but there's a couple things that I have problems with. Oh, I don't get into that in a second. But a couple other things was like going on dates, and like if let's say you're separated from like your significant other and you can't be in the same place as them, or let alone the same country, you can go on dates. And I've tried this, and it is actually really, really fun. And you just have to get a little creative with it. Some things about the game that I guess is really helping is because like you can really grind through the game. So there's really like 2 different ways to play. So you can either do it the normal way in Animal Crossing, where you do it day by day, but a lot of friends of mine that are playing the game are complaining that they're running out of things to do and they still have a lot of time.
Even at normal pace, by the way, sometimes you're just like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, that's normal pace. You can also do what I was doing, which was, because I had to speed it up a little bit. I was changing my time clock.
Time traveling! Time traveling!
Also known as cheating in Animal Crossing.
No!
Cheating in Animal Crossing. Hey, but Michelle, I helped you out with this.
I know, I can't complain. I stole all her apples, and it really helped.
It was funny because you did, and then the very next person that came into through my gate, she's like, "Oh, I'm here for apples." I'm like, "Oh, oh, sorry."
I didn't take all of them. I made sure that I only took the ones like that were not within the, or like When you first come in, like on the first chunk of your island, I went over the bridge and took everything else.
Oh yeah, she just went up.
A large percentage, but like not everything.
But we did have a really good like hangout though when I went to your island, and we had like matching. We got like matching like.
I've made little flower accounts for everyone who visits me. I run a matching flower account so we can be twinsies. We had a sleepover in my bed, which was really cute. We of course like put messages on each other's message boards, which are always hilarious and really good.
Oh, yeah.
And you can also send like gifts to people too. And I've just been sending really. I'm surprised I'm not even banned from this game yet because I've done some really stupid shit.
So the Tarantula Island thing, I figured that out a couple days ago, and I've paid off everything. Like I got bored of the game. It's annoying. Like it's annoying because it's technically not a cheat. It's like a hack of the game. So in my like brain, I was like, oh, I can do it and I don't feel guilty. But it made the game honestly too easy. So then I had to take a couple days off because literally I was like, log in, upgrade my house, log out. Log in, upgrade my house, like it was that. Because from a good Tarantula Island, you can get in like the hundreds of thousands of bells. So you do that 3 times in a night, you're good. Like you're laughing.
Yeah.
What I did.
My boyfriend did exactly that. Now I'm here, who started the game first. Like, well, guess I have to pay off my house loan now.
Did he show you how to do that yet? Like go
Second
through,
one.
Like go through the to do the tarantula hack, Rebecca?
Oh yeah, no, we went through it. I mean, sometimes you're lucky and you just get the Tarantula Island, but I think he's only gotten that once. So yeah, you just clear everything out. Everything.
I was doing that.
Take everything out. The one issue that my boyfriend in particular is really salty about because I played the game first is the the island resident person, like you're the main person who can trigger events.
Isabel? Or no, Tom Nook. Tom Nook?
No.
You're the resident representative? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, resident representative. So I'm the resident representative and my boyfriend came in and started playing after I did, but he can't trigger the events. Only I can. But the issue is that I'm going to be getting my own Switch Lite and starting my own island because I have control issues. And then he's left high and dry and will have to play on my profile. So we're really hoping that Nintendo decides to do a patch or something because from what we can see on the forums, Animal Crossing is getting some ripped ratings because of this one issue.
Wow.
I could see. Yeah. I had no idea. That's really interesting.
So
she's been playing like similar concept with her siblings, and that's gonna be
exactly bad. That's what a lot of like the posts on like Reddit were about. Was like, oh yeah, I let my younger play first because they really wanted to see what it was about, and now me who paid like the $80 to $90 for this game can't trigger world events without going onto my sibling's profile. What the heck is with this, Nintendo? Come on.
Oh.
Ooh.
So they're ripping on Animal Crossing in that way pretty bad on the internet forums. So I'm hoping Nintendo does a patch.
They need some work on multiplayer.
A little bit, yeah. It's not the worst multiplayer that I've ever experienced, but it's definitely an interesting take on how they did multiplayer, especially because Animal Crossing has never done multiplayer like that before.
No.
Like, it was one-on-one, you travel to another person's town while they aren't there, and you go and explore and essentially take all their stuff.
Can that happen in this one?
No.
Like, if you accidentally leave your gate open?
You have, well, I mean, if you left the gate open and left like yourself there logged in, yes.
Oh, okay.
You have to walk away from your Switch, but otherwise you can't go to someone else's island, because that was honestly a concern that I had, because I was like, one of my friends, when he knew I was getting, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna put bugs in your house, and I was like, okay, but like, keep you out. I don't want
like a reverse problem.
No, thank you. So I was like searching that before the game came out. I was like, how can I stop him from putting bugs? And it's like, oh, just don't open the gate, like you're fine. So that's why literally I don't chill with my gate open unless I'm communicating with somebody and be like, okay, you're coming to my island, I'll open my gate just for you, because like I see him creeping around and I was like, don't you dare
go right in your island. It's funny because I had that happen where I accidentally left my gate open and I left my Switch on and I just kind of left it and it was just playing on my TV, so it wasn't a big deal, but I completely forgot and I went off to go something or whatever. And What happened was I go and I was like, wait a second. And I just see a random Facebook message from someone. And I was like, oh crap, people are coming into my island right now. And they're like pillaging and they're going through stuff and they're like getting things. I'm like,
Yeah.
Didn't plan for this. And I wanted a break because I'd played for 12 hours that day. And I'm like, I just need a break. And now there's people coming into my island. I'm like, oh crap, okay, I have to get back on. So,
well, yeah, that's why it's kind of a good thing that they have the best friend option. Yeah. Where like you can be friends with somebody and they can come to your island, that's fine, but they can't like do that much damage. Like the worst thing they can do is like pick your fruit and like steal all your apples.
Maybe do some fishing.
Yeah, they can like fish and like it's stuff that doesn't necessarily impact you besides like the taking of the fruit. But if you let someone be your best friend, that gives them access to everything so that they can chop down trees, they can dig holes, they can just like mess around. So if someone's best friend requests you, like be very like cautious. I think Rebecca, you and I might be best friends at this point. So like I trust you enough because I know I got a request from you, and I was like, I think like I had a moment. I was like, I think we're good. Like I think we're okay.
Comes in and pillages your entire town.
Yeah, like you could really like wreck someone's town that way. Like I can't see it being a positive. Like I mean, I'm sure someone could be nice and go like plant a bunch of trees for you, but like I highly doubt someone's gonna do that. At least in my friend group, like my best friends in the game are only the people that I know would not ruin.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be so pissed off if someone came over to my island and chopped down all of my fruit trees. I don't even have trees on my island that are not fruit trees. So if someone goes and does that, that was a lot of work. Or if they go into my garden in the front and start digging up all my plants, I go nuts. Yeah. I'd be really, really.
If anyone touches my boyfriend's flower garden, he would rage. He spent so long on his flower garden.
All right, sorry. So we gotta end that Animal Crossing because we could pretty much go forever with that. We have a third and last topic. Michelle?
Yeah, so one of the interesting things to come out of the quarantine and self-isolation is the increased use of social media. So the thing I really find interesting and funny is the challenges going around. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you guys have those people on your friends list who have been tagging you in like do 10 push-ups or see a pup, send a pup. Like those are the ones I've been receiving a lot. It's just been an interesting thing to come out of it because we've seen this kind of before, but the different ones that are coming out is quite annoying. Like at this point, I'm probably over 300 push-ups. The girl can't do more than 3. Yeah. It's not gonna happen. So I'm curious.
That's why I couldn't answer.
Have had like similar experiences, tagged in weird stuff, or like any challenges you've had to do so far.
Right. I did the push-up one for me, and I was like, yeah, right. I totally just ignored it, and then
I got a few of those, and I've done them, and then I got one from my friend Metaflux Cosplay, and it was 100 reps for 6 different moves with the time. Post your time. I did, and I died. My body is still sore from it, and I did that on like Saturday. I did that 2 days ago, and I'm still sore.
Yeah, at least you're ignoring all the like the requests and tags to like do 10 push-ups, or there's this new thing where they're just like playing around with toilet paper, making tricks and stuff.
Oh, like, I've seen that one. I've seen the toilet paper trick shot. Have you seen those ones? Where they're like kicking the toilet paper. My friend's husband he's a soccer player, so he did a phenomenal one. Like it was like
it's fun to look at.
It was so good, and like
I'm not trying to be ageist here, but some of the older folks are really getting into TikTok.
Some of them are
they're kicking butt.
Some of them are so good. Yeah. I have to just say a thing about parents because this is hilarious. There was I'm not sure if it was a TikTok or just like a video going around of like these kids biking, and you see on the driveway a mom and dad DJing it. I don't know if you've seen this going around yet, but like the dad pulled out his like turntables and they're like doing a DJ thing from like all the kids in the neighborhood. And the caption of it is Mark and Karen, like for the neighborhood or whatever, literally my parents' names. So my parents are so rattled right now.
That's hilarious.
That's my story.
DJs, have you seen those videos now where there's like, I think it was either happening in Italy or some other places where there's like people getting super creative with just with the social distancing and obviously with social media, but like I've seen ones where people are DJing off balconies.
I
I've
really
seen,
started it.
it's crazy. I've seen one where it's like a guy has like a speaker system and he's on top of a roof in the middle of like a plaza in like a courtyard for like a bunch of apartments, and there you could see the people in the window, and the guy's doing like he's in aerobics, not aerobics, but like
he's leading a
working out.
workout.
He's doing his workout, and I'm like, this is insane. Like people, my friend actually, she did one of the party ones where her and her friend like tricked out all of the lights in the apartment, and it was just like strobe lights going off and whatever, they're blasting music. And then it ended up on Twitter, and like people were just like going crazy about this, and people were just partying with them in their balconies. That's crazy.
Even people asking people out. Did you guys see that video of this one guy who saw a girl in another building? So he sent the drone with like a piece of paper or something. It's like, if you want to talk, just put your number down.
Oh my God, I love that.
So cool.
I think that's the one of the drone where the dude was sending his buddy toilet paper because he ran out.
That's awesome.
He had his little drone like carrying a roll of toilet paper like through the city. I don't know where this was that this happened, but it was really funny.
That's hilarious.
I think it's really like, honestly, it's one of the positives coming out of like the chaos right now is just the creativity and the level of fun that people are trying to have right now. Like some of the coolest things are coming out of this. Like I think there was some statistics around like the last time there was some like global crisis and the different companies that were thriving and doing really well. Like Uber was created during, I forget what, but during something like this. So I'm really interested to see like a year or two from now when like all these like small ideas that people have right now get turned into real companies, like what is actually going to come out of the pandemic.
Well, like the great thing about it is that this kind of goes on to like unofficial topic 4, but we don't have to get into it very deep. But companies like cafes in my area are doing like delivery now. There's a bunch of different aspects that people are adding to their stuff. So it's really interesting because like for instance, like, yoga studios are doing on like live stream yoga classes and things. And like people, I'm just to like sum that up, like I'm really excited about remote work because now companies who have to work remotely are going to probably be like, oh, we could do this. And then there's going to be more like remote jobs. And you don't have to be going to an office and like having a traditional.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's interesting to see the small business owners have to pivot their business.
Yeah.
So like that's been interesting just in my like group of friends and the people I know. I know a lot of small business owners. So I have one friend who owns a gym. And obviously gyms had to be shut down. So the question was, what's he going to do now? So what he actually started doing was renting out his equipment so people could actually take it home to their houses so that he's still able to make an income. People are still able to get their fitness in. Things like that where you kind of have to adjust your business. Like I know a local supplement company to me is doing delivery of all the supplements. And that's been really interesting to see them like, they're just based on Instagram, just see them be like, okay guys, like text this number if you want stuff, blah, blah, we'll drop it off to you. Like it's been really interesting to see people really like use their business brains and realize that, we unfortunately are small companies. We probably have to continue working during this, but how can we do it in a way that is recognizing social distancing and still like beneficial for the business and like the clients?
In some way. Exactly. And I know that like my little sister's dance company that she's with, they are doing like 10 a.m. morning stretches for like 45 minutes. So the little kids can join in, they live stream, they do a call, and it's really good to kind of see that even though we're in such like a dark kind of time and atmosphere, that we're still able to thrive thanks to technology, which is really cool.
I think
on that cool note, sorry, because we're running out of time. We're going to try and do more of this. Well, actually, we hope that we're not going to do this anymore because we want to do it the regular way that we do it. Please check out our socials somewhere on the screen. I've been joined by Kelly, Michelle, and Rebecca. And we'll see you next week.
Bye. Stay home.
Bye. Stay at home.